All right, let's talk about this. I already know
30 seconds until minions.
roughly what happened here in mid.
Minions have spawned.
At least in the lane. Now, so the guys in lower elo, our friend here, our Mordekaiser, is platinum elo. So for our friends in low elo, I actually just had this conversation last game about deflecting this early cheese shit and how it can literally fuck your whole game up. Now watch. This right here is so avoidable, it hurts. This is so avoidable, it hurts. And it's so painful for your game. That, like, it's just... And it's both sides, by the way. If you're on blue side, if you're on red side, this is avoidable. The way it's avoidable is the start of the game. And actually, let me back this up further. Everyone has a role at the beginning of the game. Every single fucking lane has a role at the beginning of the game. And I cannot stress the importance of it, all right? Like, the community on a whole has a tendency to be lazy. I think you were lazy here. And it happens. I think there's inevitably a point where you're going to be lazy. Like, let me give you an example of every lane. Like, for example, if you play jungle and you don't leave your lane right away, or if you don't leave base right away and try to fish out where you're starting and if it's safe. If you play top lane and you don't defend buffs, like if you're blue side, or I'm sorry, red side Tryndamere and Nidalee starting blue and you don't check this red, right? And then the Graves comes and takes it, Nidalee starts blue, walks all the way to red, the red's gone, the game's over. Bot lane, same shit. Bot lane, if your bot lane gets lazy and decides to path through Tribrush without vision of it, and they leashed on red, guess what? Bad things can happen, right? Here, it looks like the bot lane avoided that. See that meta? There's so many little things in the beginning of the game that can actually determine the outcome of the entire next 10 minutes of the game. It's your responsibility to know which things are like priority pitfalls to, you know, for lack of a better term, priority pitfalls to watch out for. In the case of this mid lane shit, the biggest issue is that, what do we know about Mordekaiser? He pushes lanes, right? Mordekaiser's a great solo queue champ, and that he pressures towers, he pushes lanes. Unfortunately, I think the difficulty of Mordekaiser, and this is a perfect example of that, is that you can literally, by misreading vision or misreading situations, you can make the game a lot harder for yourself just with like some vision errors. Now, if this gank doesn't work, this game, I think, for the next 10 minutes is entirely different. In which case, you would just avoid that by just warding this pixel. Deadman Actor, thanks for the sub. Keys in the chat, yo. Dude, you can do two things, okay? Me personally, if I'm you, and I saw my Nidalee start here, all right? I would not mind just putting a ward like right fucking... Where's my pen? 1 second. Oh, it should be... Where's Epic Pen? Hold on. I gotta put this on my desktop or some shit. You put the ward like right here. Just put it right here. Or pixel. I mean, just put it here. This red buff shit is the only thing that can like cheese you out of mid lane at like level 1, level 2. Champions that'll do it. Jarvan will do it. Pantheon will do it. Sheikah will do it. Graves can do it sometimes. This is a situation where I think you got cheesed pretty fucking hard in your defense. This is kind of a sloppy Graves gank in that it's kind of dumb to do it. But it's kind of dumb to do it, but it's dumb when it works. It's even dumber when you let it work. So this, with Annie having your Q up and you not having vision of red, You literally cannot push until you see that is gone. You can't do anything. That's it. That's your whole lane right here. This determines a lot of the game for you, in my opinion. Now, what does that do? Let's talk about the snowball effect of this so that we can discuss this. So I kind of make it decent by killing the Graves in their jungle, right? But look what you're doing. You're doing goofy shit here. I know it's not terrible for you to step over the wave because you're not losing that much, but personal opinion, I would be more concerned at this point with just building a big wave and getting it in here, like, because it's gonna push out anyways. So just wait, try to build a big wave, a nice safe wave, and push it under. Because once I kill the Graves, you're in a great position for Nidalee and I to take everything. But here's the problem. You push the wave late, right? That's the first thing. Second thing is, you're not helping at all secure this scuttle right now. Where are you going, and how is it helpful? How does this help right now? All the situations that have happened, Graves no flash, Graves no red buff, how does this help at this point in time of the game? There's no help. All it does is it allows this Graves to walk over and contest this scuttle again. It puts me in a position where I don't know what you're doing, right? And by the way, just because I don't comment on these things doesn't mean I'm not thinking about them. If you've seen the commentaries and stuff, you know there's a lot of stuff that goes on in my head. That I don't know why you're going down here. I don't know what it achieves. It does nothing for us. And in all honesty, I would rather you put this pink ward on a dragon, if anything. But in my opinion, your responsibility when all this shit hit the fan, yeah, you got cheesed, yeah, it happens. I would have jammed the wave down, I would have ran up, and then I would have made sure that we got the scuttle. At the very least, we get the scuttle control. Look what the scuttle, losing the scuttle did in this situation. I really think this is an important part. Because this changed, your death is okay, like it happens. But this snowball effect is what I'm more concerned about. This Graves, look at his XP right now. Right there. That fucking sucks, dude. Because you basically just made a situation off of not rotating to help for scuttle. You made a situation where Graves is now, he can play again, basically. He would have been out of commission for the next like 30, 45 seconds to a minute, and it was avoidable. This whole thing's avoidable here. You feel me? There was no risk on your part of securing that scuttle. Wave would have been in, Graves would have been, like, there's literally none. So now, as this game goes on, I want you to see how this keeps affecting the match. Graves, who probably would have died down here if he loses scuttle to Nidalee, because Nidalee would have saw that he's level 2 and potentially would have kept fucking with him. I would have, right? Also, Graves getting fucked with may have been longer for him to farm up. He would have been less XP. It would have taken him longer to get his XP. It takes him longer to get to top lane. Now look, situation where I'm actually looking to kill this Malphite, I can't do it. Why can't I do it? Because this asshole is up here before he should be. In all seriousness, he probably shouldn't be ganking anyways, but he is, right? And the only reason he exists is because of all this bullshit that happens before. He's never here if all that other bullshit doesn't happen. This is all snowball effects of one simple decision to ward here instead of secure scuttle. Which, by the way, I still don't know what that ward does. Because it doesn't really... It doesn't achieve much. Like I said, I'd rather it be on dragon anyways. But as you can see, it affects me too, up here. So, a situation where I could have potentially maybe killed Malphite earlier, because it took me a while to kill this guy. A lot of it was interrupted by the jungle, right? The same jungle that I killed and got red buff from. I don't know why I'm staring at myself instead of you. Brain lag. I just want to see myself smacking minions, I guess. Good defense. Good kill. This is good by you. All is well. That's a good turnaround. This is a situation where, in all seriousness, it's pretty unfortunate for you, but I would like to point out that although it is a weird timing for you to be ganked, there's no reason for you to be here. Right? What? The same rules that apply in top lane apply in mid lane, okay? I will grant you this. In this particular situation, it is weird that Malphite shows up. However, at the same time, one thing is the wave top is pushed in. Second thing is your vision is non-existent on this top side, right? You are playing Mordekaiser, okay? There's certain champions that give top laners a big fucking hard-on. Right? Top laners get a hard-on for ganking mid. Let me give you an example. If I play TF mid, and there's a Camille top on the other team, and I play TF mid, I know that Camille's nipples are like this. She has big perky nipples, because she knows that if she goes to mid, and that if I'm anywhere on the beyond this point, she's going to jump into mid, and then I'm going to pull a stun card, and then she's going to ult, and she's going to block my stun card with the ult, deny it. And then I'm going to, you guys are laughing. It's fucking true. Hard nips. And she's going to ult and she's going to block my stun card basically. And then I'm dead. Okay? That's an example of a champion where people just get aroused. Right? And you're dead. Mordekaiser's that champion for like every top laner, dude. Malphite's totally rock solid on the idea of potentially ganking mid. Pantheon's totally got a mean bakery stiffy for ganking mid, dude. Like, any champion that has a potential to come into your lane is going to do that when they see you on this champion. So you have to know that. That's like the next step of getting you to the next level, basically, is just you have to play these little mental games of like, okay, he can do this. It's like a flow chart. He's only going to do it a certain percentage of the time. That percentage goes up depending on what champions you face. Someone said Cled in the chat. It's another fine example. Any champion that can show up randomly, your champion will be the one that they do it to. Now, for example, if they're facing like, if you've got like a Zed in mid, they're probably not going to do that. They're probably not going to look for that. This Malphite's probably not coming here. But it's the fact that if the Malphite does come here and he does ult you, you won't get away and then you're dead. That's why they want to do it. Okay? So this is the type of stuff that you should think about. The other reason that this is all important discussion part is that danger is magnified by the fact that you've got no vision, and this wave, you don't need to do anything. You just wait. Just wait here. Nothing is going to change if you wait. If you push, what's going to happen? Right? If you push, what's going to happen? This guy's just going to go, I'm going to gank him. Or Malphite's going to go, I'm going to gank him. Or Annie's going to go, I'm going to try to all in him. Or all sorts of shit's going to happen. Because why? Your jungler's dead. Top's pushed in. There's just nothing for you to do anyways. So really, AFK, dude. GG, go next. No, like, you can just sit here and you just wait for this to push in. Wait until Malphite shows himself. Wait for yourself to have vision. Open mid. You can do all those things while you wait for this to push up. And you won't die here. Seriously. What would you have really missed? And the only thing you really had to do was peek up right here just for the XP. If you wanted, you don't even have to get that. You can let that XP go. It's not even worth that. Now, all avoidable. You could have not got hit by any of that if you just stood back here and just peeked up for the XP. Just wait for the wave to push. Again, you're not missing anything. Right? Able to play US. I don't have an account right now. I have to level up my account. Maybe I'll do it over the weekend or something. So, I will, and again, I know I sound like I'm shitting on this Mordekaiser right now. These are mistakes that are super nuanced and super game experience based. Now, this guy's platinum. These mistakes are going to hurt you more than, say, like a silver player. Platinum players, I feel like I always say, like, platinum, low diamond are the players where if you give them these little plays, they will run you over with them. Doesn't matter what your elo is. If you do the shit that like opens these opportunities up, this is the situations that you get into, right? These guys clearly weren't that great, but why are they ahead of us right now? And it's mostly because of the mistakes that you made here. Now, I'm not saying that nobody else, I mean, this lane fed, this guy fucked up. I'm sure I did something wrong in here somewhere. The fact is, though, these are the mistakes that hurt the most. These are the mistakes that hurt the most. A death in mid early, and then not being able to contest Scuttle when we should have Scuttle, huge mistake. Huge game-altering mistake that changes the next 10 minutes of the game. You being pushed up here when there's really no reason to be with a champion that's immobile, game-changing mistake. Look how many minions you're going to miss. That's a plate for Annie. Right? Struggle gank. Now this jungler is ahead of our Nidalee, which really shouldn't have happened. Okay, so let's talk about this roam a little bit. My problem with this is that you don't have your ult. Now, the only reason I play with this situation at all is because I see you coming, and I have my ult, and I'm pretty confident in my Tryndamere. I don't think I die. But I wasn't sure about it, and upon seeing in the replay, I'm not in love with it. And the reason I'm not in love with it is because you're not going to kill often enough. But I will say it wasn't like the most terrible thing in this replay or anything like that. It wasn't awful. Nidalee held mid for you. There's a chance that you just give mid tower away doing that as well. But I mean, I don't mind you fishing for it. I just wish you have your ult there. But it's whatever, right? I mean, it's nitpicking at best. I have so many questions regarding that TP. Huh? Well, I think I found the main thing that you can fix this game. So, let's talk about this. I'm sincerely hoping that this is a misclick, but in the off chance that it isn't, I'm just gonna go into this in detail. It's obviously terrible. I think we all see that. But I think what would have been a better play is to TP here. And basically you act like a fucking... I don't know. I'm trying to think of a good... you act like a fucking... like a lineman or some shit. Like you're trying to stop people from sacking Tom Brady or something. Like offensive line. Yeah, Gandalf that. You Gandalf that shit. And you just sit there. And you basically just try to touch as many people as possible with your Mordekaiser before they run away. I think the most you get here is maybe you might get 2, but I think it's gonna be like 1 kill probably because you don't have your ult. If you have your ult, I think it's 2 kills. But I'd probably just target the I'd probably just try to target the Jinx really if I have a choice every time. But like this is terrible, man. This is like, in terms of like decisions that add up, this is fucking garbage. Straight up. I don't know what this was. You should be on this minion, go for this Jinx, try to kill him quickly, and then maybe you can kill Leona. I'm not sure how this will play. But maybe you can kill Leona. I wouldn't really be going for Graves. I would just kill Jinx and maybe Leona, then jam the tower, then get the dragon. I don't know what the fuck happened here, but this is so bad. Like... oh, it's so bad. There's so much that would have happened. I think this is it, man. This is a pretty good stopping point, dude. Because it just changes the whole game. Like, you TP there, Brand would flash forward, Nidalee shows up late, you kill them, you get dragon, and then the dragon gets tower, and then like I get top because I was gonna get top anyways, and it's like, this is just such a bad TP. I mean, it's game losingly bad. I mean, that's really truth. Like, your mistakes, the other mistakes, there's other stuff for you to work on too, but this is just... there's like no coming back from this bad of a play. I mean, this is Mordekaiser. His whole stick is like, I get dragon, I hit towers. You don't fucking... You can't really defend that, and then it's just over. Like, it changes so much. Like, this Jinx is alive. He wouldn't be alive. The Leona wouldn't be alive. The dragon would be gone. Mid would be gone. Oh, it would have been... it would have been such a free TP, though, Colin. It would have been such a free one. I mean, he totally... ugh. Alright, well, I think this is a good spot to stop. And it's not that I'm trying to... I mean, I'm always trying to save time with these, but I mean, really, there's really not much to go over here. I covered the early game. I covered that... the decision on the, like, where to position in the mid-game ganks that come down from level 6 top laner, and then the TP to bot was fucking bad. That's a game losingly bad TP. So I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just trying to make sure that your coaching gets value. All right, cool. Sweet.